Yo guys, what's up? It is Ripe again, back with episode 29 of our Reddit series, and I hope you are ready to get annoyed by some entitled parents. Also, thank you for the crazy support yesterday, and we are almost at 1,700 subscribers, so don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy my content. Entitled Mom stole my chemo. Right now, I have a lot of problems going on with my mom-in-law on top of them. I am fighting cancer for the second time in my life. I was first diagnosed when I was 14 and I fought it and won. I lived a happy and peaceful life until recently when I had my health checked for job necessities and surprise. I am 30 years old and I have cancer again. This is secondary cancer, a different organ and nothing to do with the first one. Fortunately, stage 2 only. However, my oncologist warned that it's aggressive, grows and spreads fast, and I could be stage 3 or more in a short period of time, so we had to act very fast. Hearing that you have cancer is always devastating, but to me it feels like something wants me dead so much. I was distraught that I will have to go through this again. It is a very hard fight, both physically and mentally, and any current or former cancer patient will agree on that. I had a surgery and now it's time for chemotherapy, and the doctors decided on oral chemo that I can take at home and only have to go to a hospital to do blood tests and scans every few weeks, which is very good, and I wouldn't have the strength to go there every day. I am on a sick leave from work now, and because of the treatment I am quite weak and I have lost a lot of weight. Before that, my wife and we both had an equal share of household chores. Some days I feel better than others, however, directly after I received my chemo, even the simplest of chores are often a physical impossibility for me. I try to do as much as I can, but my wife has been amazing and she doesn't care at all that I don't help around the house as much as I did in the past. She is like, your only obligation now is not to die. However, the other day, my mom-in-law, the EM, came over to visit and she already knows about my diagnosis. I was on the couch reading and my wife was doing something around the house. The EM walked over to me and was like,
"Look at that, lying on that couch as if you're on the beach. Aren't you ashamed of yourself? A grown man and lying down in the middle of a day while your poor wife is working as a slave."
I said, "I just had a chemo. I have a headache, I'm nauseous and I don't feel good." She was like,
"A young man like you and cannot beat some silly cancer. You cannot cure yourself with those chemicals. Nature products only."
Later that day, my mom-in-law was talking to my wife in the kitchen. I did not mean to listen, but I heard their conversation anyway. My mom-in-law was like,
"You really shouldn't let him take that poison he's taking, or he will die. It's poison, otherwise he wouldn't feel so bad. Doctors nowadays are totally stupid. You should seek herbal treatments instead."
As all of that came from someone without any medical education and who tries to be smarter than she actually is, my wife shut her up quickly and told her to stay away from things she understands nothing about. The next day I was going to take my chemo as I'm scheduled. I have to take it once a day and I prefer to do it in the morning because then I feel better in the evening and I can sleep better. But as I walked into the bathroom and opened the cabinet, there was no trace of my chemo bottles. They were gone completely. I asked my wife if she moved them by any chance, but she said no. We looked around but realized it's pointless because they could not fall out of the cabinet and there's also no need to hide the chemo because we don't have children or pets who could accidentally swallow it. Then my wife remembered that just before leaving the day before, the EM asked to use the bathroom. She could have easily taken the bottles with her, considering her words about the toxicity of chemo. My wife turned into a dragon. She was literally almost spitting fire as she got dressed and stormed out to go to my mom-in-law's house. I had never seen her so mad before. She came back half an hour later or so and told me that she demanded my medication from my mom-in-law, and she actually admitted that she took my chemo indeed, and when she left our house she threw it out. Obviously, it's gone. We cannot search through every garbage bin in the city, but just the fact that she did it blew my mind. My wife and my mother-in-law had a huge argument and my mom-in-law really thinks that she did me a favor. She was like,
"Don't you see he's dying? Don't you see how fragile he has become? It's not cancer that's killing him, it's those pills. I got rid of them. I saved your husband. That's how you thank me? By insulting me? Better go and buy him some herbal teas.
Because of this EM, aka Karen, I missed a dose of chemo, which is very bad, and I had to see my oncologist immediately. When I told him I need more chemo, he was surprised and said, "What happened to the chemo I gave you a short time ago? You couldn't have used it already." And I was like, "Well, you see, doctor, my entitled mother-in-law stole my chemo." He looked totally baffled, as if the fact that someone would steal someone else's chemo is ridiculously stupid. He prescribed me new bottles of chemo and a new schedule on how I'm supposed to take it, and now I keep it in a cabinet with a lock. Even though my wife swore to me that my mother-in-law will never set her foot in our house again. You know what else should be locked inside a cabinet? Correct, Karens. Alright guys, the next story was submitted by user u/ScottishBoy2002 in our wonderful subreddit, which you can reach under r/ripestories, and I encourage all of you to post your wonderful stories there about entitled moms, entitled parents, church drama, and so on. The story is titled "A German Entitled Family / Choosing Beggars." This happened when I was in Stirling last Sunday, and also Ripe, I'm not discriminating Germans in this. This was a one-time thing, so yeah, let's go. It was a hot day in Scotland, especially in the central part. A whopping 26 degrees Celsius. I had just bought myself an ice cream, £2.50, what a rip-off, when I saw an old Rolls-Royce. Holy crap. I had never seen such an old car in good condition. Then this guy told me to move in what appears to be a very strong German accent. This guy was around 6 feet and 3 inches, obviously the normal height for German people, while I am a measly 5 feet and 4 inches. And yes, I'm basically a midget. So he nudges me out of the way to unlock his car and get something. I almost dropped my cone. I told him, there's a new word called excuse me. Maybe use that next time instead of pushing me aside. This was the wrong move. He gives me a look which says,
"How dare you?"
He then mumbled in German what seemed to sound like "Verdammte Kinder heutzutage." Not perfect German, but I'm learning. I turn to him as he walks away and mutter, "Dickhead." Minutes pass when I hear kids screaming and bawling, and I hear the German dad and German mom berating the ice cream man. They are saying that £2.50 is too damn much for an ice cream. This part I agreed with, but I felt sorry for the ice cream man. The man then shouts,
"I came all the way here with my family to learn about this country. I can now officially see that the locals are damn assholes and they try to rip tourists off."
The German mom then says, "We want our ice cream for free, or else we will sue." Or some crap like that. I was super annoyed. I walked up to them and said, "Look, that is just the price for the ice cream. I had to pay £2.50 for this one as well, but I don't complain about it. It proved to be a fatal mistake." This is the conversation. GD for German dad, GM for German mom, GK for German Kinder, ICM for ice cream man, M for me, and S for security.
"Are you saying that we Germans complain all the time? You racist little crap. I will have you arrested for discrimination."
Okay, first of all, don't raise your tone with me. 2, you're threatening a 16-year-old here, so I'm still a minor. And 3, I have nothing against Germans. In fact, I love Germany and I plan to go there one day. Hell, I even have a friend in Germany. Okay, by the way, Ripe, you can be my other German friend. Quick note, I would be glad to be your friend. GD.
"Das ist Hundescheiß. You clearly have no respect for tourists, du verdammter Hurensohn."
Sorry again for the bad German. Again, I have nothing against Germans or tourists. "Wir wollen Ice Cream!" the German kids shouted.
"Now many Kinder are crying because of you stupid Scots. As compensation, we want you,"
points to me,
"to pay for our ice creams."
Fat chance, mate. I'm not paying a tenner for ice cream.
"Do it or we sue you for discrimination."
Go ahead, the court will drop the case.
"Then give us your ice cream, jetzt."
Nein, werde ich nicht.
"Now, or we get your ass arrested for discrimination."
Ice cream! Me pulling out my pockets to reveal that I have no money. Well, I have no money, so I cannot. So, tschüss, walks away. The GD and GM are screaming their lungs out when S approaches them.
"Sir, madam, please leave the premises or we will have to place you under arrest." "But we want our ice cream."
Go! The family gets into the Rolls Royce and leaves the castle hill, and they pass by me.
Fick dich selbst.
Yeah, bye! And that is the conclusion of my story of the German entitled family, and legend has it they are still doing the same old shtick in Coesfeld. Also sorry for probably butchering the name of that location. Have you guys ever come across entitled German people while you were abroad or maybe even in America? I'm really curious about that because I've never witnessed a German family like that. Next up, we got the bonus content for today, which is once again r/I don't work here lady. If you have watched this far, please leave a star in the comment to let me know that you are a loyal, ripe star. Also, please let me know if you enjoy r/I don't work here lady or if I should go back to r/church drama. I have not worked here in 4 years. I have worked for Target for about 7 years in total. However, I have not worked for them for 5 years. Even to this day, I am recognized as the Target girl, and this is a story of an entitled Karen. It happened last year, so it is not word for word, but I told my husband about it and he tweeted about it, so I'm using his memory mixed with mine and Twitter to remember what happened. I worked retail while getting my BA and finishing my master's program. I am currently a librarian in a smallish city. Also, I did work at the only Target in said city. One fine spring day, I stroll into Target after a shift at the library. I'm wearing a floral dress and boots, carrying a giant purse, floating along the aisles, trying to get my things and get out. I am walking by the kitchenware area when entitled Karen jams her cart in front of mine.
Do you have these plates?
Me, an introvert who's exhausted from seeing and helping well over 100 people, I am confused and stare at her. Why does it matter if I have these plates? So I say, what?
These plates, do you have more in the back?
As she pushes her cart harder into mine and grabs the handle to my cart. Me finally catching on. Ma'am, I have not worked here in like 4 years. Even if I did, do you think that I look like I'm on the clock? Karen finally actually looked at me and she saw my giant purse, which is all the better to keep snacks and books inside, my floral dress and boots, and it dawned on her for maybe one moment that she was being a jackwagon. But then it lost to the entitled rudeness that is inherent to Karens.
Well, you shouldn't stop here if you don't know things.
She huffs as I pull away, angry that I cannot bend time and go back 4 years in order to help her. She shrieked at me and looked like she was trying to grab my arm as I pulled away. In my best mom voice, I calmly told her that if she touched me, it would be assault and that I would press charges. I also informed her, still in mom voice mode, that jamming her cart into someone else is not a way to ask for help. And I also informed her that shrieking at people is not endearing. Her face twisted into cat butt face, looking like she smelled something foul, maybe her own personality. And I escaped while she was still connecting the dots and trying to form words to tell me off. Alright, so apparently the way to escape a Karen is to speak in your own mom voice and then escape as quickly as possible, because obviously Karens are a little bit slow. Alright guys, since I love you so much, you get a second r/I don't work here lady story. Why can't I just change the price? To be clear, technically I do work at this store, just not in that department. I have a completely different uniform, style, etc. from those working in grocery. They wear black formal pants, dark green t-shirt, big logo, hairnet, the whole 9 yards. I wear blue jeans, light blue t-shirt and tiny logo. I was off the clock and had just taken off my hat, my name tag, etc. I was in jeans and a blue t-shirt with a tiny store logo on it, but the logo was covered by my hair, so I am assuming the lady probably did not see it. I had just gotten off work and decided to get a glass of juice from the grocery section on my way out. I work at a health food store and I work up front with the herbal supplements as a cashier for primarily medication. While looking at the juice, an old lady comes up to me and taps me on the shoulder.
Excuse me, where's the orange juice?
Hi, I actually don't work back here, so I don't know, but I would be glad to help you find it.
What do you mean you don't work back here? You are in uniform and this is your job. You'd think you would at least know where your products are if you got the job here.
Ha, yeah, sure. Trying to avoid conflict and getting the F out of here. We find the orange juice and I tell the lady to have a good day.
Wait, why is the price on these juices so high? I cannot afford this.
I'm really sorry about that, ma'am. Maybe you can talk to someone in grocery and maybe they can work with you.
Well, maybe you shouldn't price your juices so high. Can't you just change the price for me in the system really quick?
I'm sorry, I'm off the clock and I don't even work in grocery. I'm not allowed to do anything regarding the products, but I can help you find someone who can help.
This is why I hate coming to the store. Bad customer service and nobody wants to help people like me. Whole Foods is better and I will not be back.
The lady puts down the orange juice in the wrong spot and then leaves the store. It had me fuming, honestly. I'm only trained to be a cashier for the herbs. I have no idea where anything is in grocery and I don't know anyone who works in grocery, and I have only even been back there twice as a customer to buy juice. It just left a very sour taste in my mouth, and there's an entire juice bar full of associates just a few steps from her, but she has to leave because I am giving her horrible customer service by not giving her a discount while off the clock. Oh, I feel so bad for that guy. He tried really his hardest to accommodate the damn Karen. Also, if the prices are too high, why the hell will she go to Whole Foods? But anyway, I think we shouldn't even try to understand Karens. If you have enjoyed my content today, remember to please leave a like and some stars in the comments. And remember, you can redeem the stars for 1 ripe point each. So I hope you have a great day and see you tomorrow for the next video.